Hey everyone, welcome back. So I am going to talk about insulation today. I'm going to talk about what I've done and I'm going to show you several video clips because it was done over the period of several months. I started with Thinsulate, then I ran out, then I ordered some more, then I ran out and then I decided to do the roof and the back door panels and the sliding door panel with foam board insulation with the Reflectix on one side because I just thought that that would be a little bit better for the ceiling and the big spaces. So it's a combination, it's not perfect, and like I said, I've done it over several videos. So let me show you what I did. Hey guys, today I'm going to finish working on my insulation. I won't actually be able to finish all of my insulation because I think on the ceiling I'm going to do something a little bit different, but I am going to finish putting the Thinsulate down here and under the wheel wells and just do some pieces like that. It's not going to be very exciting, so I'll just fast forward past it. It'll be a quick video, but I just want to get this piece done because I'm taking it out this weekend to go camping, and it seems like that is long overdue. So I'm going to do it there. I'm going to do it behind the kitchenette and on the slider and on the back doors. Let me show you what I do. And today I just want to finish up this slider door. I have Thinsulate here and here, but I've run out of Thinsulate and I have been using the polystyrene foam boards for the ceiling and on some panels of the walls on the back doors and things like that. So I have that. I'm going to finish using it up since I've got it. And so I'm going to do this piece here today to show you how I do it. The first thing we're going to do is make a template because this is a round shape and that foam insulation is it's not hard to cut, it's just messy. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a template. That will allow me to cut a piece of foam insulation that's exactly right and save myself a lot of hassle in the long run. This template strategy method is the same that you will use to make, or I will use to make the window coverings for the side windows and the front window probably for Reflectix and for insulation for the windows. I'm not saying that right, but you know what I mean. So there's my template. And now I'm going to pull this off very carefully. And I'm going to take it outside and trace it out onto the insulation. And then we're going to glue it on. I need 2 hands for this. I'll see you outside. So what I've learned in working with this Durafoam insulation is it's best to cut it by making several passes instead of trying to get all the way through the foam with one cut. Do a couple and that actually makes a much cleaner cut on the other side. And fresh blade in your X-Acto knife. The adhesive I'm using is this PL 300 and it's meant for foam board. You want to use the right adhesive when you're gluing this in, because if you don't, it will melt the insulation and that would suck. There, now it's in. And now I'm going to have to cut the edge. And you want to cut it at an angle. I've got this wooden skewer. I'm going to poke this. And now let's go inside. So now this insulation comes with a Reflectix on one side and not the other. We're going to put the adhesive on this side. And I want to be fairly generous with that. You will use a lot of adhesive when you're installing this stuff. I might be using more than I need to, but this is my first time and I don't want to not have enough. So, not my first time this time, but my first time doing a project with this. So, very, very, very carefully, we are going to put this on. And then just hold it. You are supposed to actually pull it back a little and then press it in again. Now my door closed and I'm going to just press this down and hold it here. And that's it. It should stay. It's on there pretty good, and that's the goal. So I'm just going to give you a quick little tour of all the insulation, and then that'll be it for the video. Well, that's what I did, and so let me show you the van and what I did. You'll see that for the majority of the panels, including the ones behind here, there is Thinsulate insulation. Now I wanted to go with Thinsulate versus fiberglass because it's just healthier and easier to use, but it is unfortunately quite a bit more expensive and very hard to find. So yeah, so I did this, and it's glued on with an adhesive spray. And it's really easy to put up. It's easy to cut. If you have one of those rotary cutters, if you are a quilter or a sewer and you have a rotary cutter, that would be a really good thing to use, because it's easy to cut, but your hand does get sore. So that's what I've done on the majority of the panels. And again, back here and throughout here. And I also did it on the bottom of the sliding door. You can see that there's Thinsulate there. Now you just watched me put the rest of this up. I did foam core on the slider door, the upper part, and I did it on the roof. It was a bit of a bugger to do, only because that stuff is kind of gross to work with. You know, it's styrofoam, and it's not good for the environment. And I really did hum and haw about what I should use, but I didn't want to use fiberglass, and I didn't want to use wool. And the Thinsulate, I don't think there would have been enough. You'd have had to do multiple layers on the ceiling, and the foam core just, and it already has, the foam core already's got the Reflectix built in. It just seemed to be a good choice. The thing that I like about using these two options, hold on, let me put you down. The only thing I'm missing is a cup of coffee, and I wish I had one. But the thing about using Thinsulate and the foam board insulation is that neither one, that both of them are resistant to moisture. So that's really important when you're working with a small space. A tin can is the fact that moisture is going to be an issue. And yes, I have windows, and I have the Max Air fan and a forced air heater that I'm going to show you. I'm just testing it out. And that will help dry things out, but moisture is an issue, and if you have a leak or anything like that, then all those other types of insulation, when they get wet, could potentially mold. And I'm not sure about wool, but wool I would never use anyways, because it's an animal product, and as you know, I'm vegan. So the Thinsulate was the perfect solution. Again, really expensive and hard to find. And then I really like the foam board. Actually, it's very clean, it looks good. And I think it gives a nice sort of finished look to an unfinished build. Yeah, so that's what I've done. I haven't done anything yet around these windows. I'm still trying to decide what I want to do. I'll just do something temporary for now, I think, because I am headed out to the island, to Vancouver Island, finally. And I'm going for 2 weeks on holidays, and I'm going to be scouting parking spots for the tiny house. And just really putting the van through its paces. It's a total mess right now because of all of the little projects that I've been doing. And I'm really kind of tired of all of that. So I'm looking forward to cleaning it really well, getting my bed back put together, and taking it on a long road trip. Not just a weekend, but 2 weeks of living in here full time, and seeing what I think of it. And you know, I'll be sharing every experience, good and maybe challenging, with you as I go along. It's going to be beautiful countryside. I think you'll really enjoy those videos. I'm headed to Victoria and Vancouver Island, so I'm not just going to stay in the city. I'm going to tour around. And I really need the break. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I know this is kind of a dry, boring video. Insulation is not the sexiest topic to discuss and to show you, but it's an important thing. And again, I have not finished. This is just what I'm doing for now. The full build out will include a much better and more a fuller insulation installation, if that makes sense. But for now, this will do. I'm not going to a cold climate. Vancouver Island is in the fall is beautiful, gorgeous, and the weather is fairly mild. I hope you're doing well, and I will see you next time.